Wow, what's she doing? I wonder what that's for. Well, we'll find out here in a bit. Well, you're probably wondering what a wood lathe has to do with my shed wars, my gardening, but an old farmer told me a couple years ago to put cedar under my squash plants to deter squash bugs. And I've been doing this for probably, I don't know, 5-6 years now, and I have not had any squash bugs. Now, let me say a couple of things first off. One is, I won't guarantee it'll work for anybody. I might have just been lucky, I don't know. Secondly, you have to understand that cedar is poisonous to a lot of other plants. You put it under your tomatoes and it's going to kill them. You can put it under squash, cucumbers, things that the squash bug will get, and most of those plants don't have a problem with it. But if you put it under a plant, you keep an eye on it, and within 24 hours, if it starts to limp, you need to get it out of there. I've done this. I found out the hard way. So if you want to try it, I mean, the whole idea is that cedar lays underneath these squash plants, and a squash bug at night goes down off the plant down into the ground and normally gets underneath whatever they can get underneath. If you lay a board next to your squash, come out after dark with a flashlight, flip the board over, you'll see squash bugs. They don't like cedar though. So when they go in there at night, they can't find any place to spend the night. They just leave. So it's worked for me. I don't know if it'll work for you. You know, try it if you like. This is just an old piece of firewood, cedar. I dug out of the firewood pile, and I'm just turning it with this. Of course, I put my shop vac right up against there so as it turns, it all gets sucked in there. This way, I don't have to go sweeping a lot of floors. I put it pretty much like this here, and then I'll start. Sorry, bumping there. And I'll cut all that off. I'll cut this down to a pencil, thereabouts. And we'll use all that wood chips in the garden with the squash. Another thing, too, is I'm hoping it'll help deter some of the weeds. Because, like I said, a lot of plants will die from cedar. So, and yet just whatever you can do to get chips, cedar chips. I have a planer that works really good, but all I had was round wood. If I'd have had some scrap 1-bys of cedar, I'd have just run that through there and got those wood chips and put those out there. I've done that in the past. But anyhow, if you try it, I hope it works for you. I'll see you here in a bit. Okay, this is my squash plants. I've got black zucchini and gray zucchini. This is my tub of cedar chips. I'd really rather have bigger chips. This is more sawdust. I really thought my lathe would have done a little rougher job. What I'm going to do here is just kind of spread it around. Get it closer to the plants here. Now, I don't have any squash bugs yet, so but they're getting big enough to start flowering here shortly, and I want to get this down before then. If I'm lucky, it'll kill the grass in here. Wouldn't that be awesome? Anyhow, I doubt it. But I'm just tickled to not have to fight the squash bugs after years and years of trying everything in the world to get rid of them. And to find something as simple as cedar chips. Cedar wood chips does it. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. But like I said, it does it for me. I ain't guaranteeing it. I don't know. Don't know. I didn't really believe it when I heard it. But, you know, you get a little desperate when it comes to squash bugs. They can drive you nuts. There you go. Knock that off there. Alrighty. So the other thing I wanted to show you, if you come over here, those things my wife was painting. There's one. There's one. There's one. What that is my Ollas. I wanted something to keep the sun off of them because you know, it was going to evaporate the water too quick if they heated up too much. So I cut these circles out and asked her if she'd like to paint them, and that's what she did with them. So I got more flowers in my garden now. These here, you see how good these are doing. I have not put any water on the ground for the last couple weeks on this one. Now the little ones here I do. That's kind of far away, so I'll put a little water until they get big enough to get the roots over there. Then they're on their own. These here I've quit watering within the last week, and seems to be doing pretty good now. These cucumbers here, or not cucumbers, but these I believe are cantaloupe, are the same as these. This one here, you see it was planted at the same time. Actually, I dug it up over there and moved it over here. Then I have another one there. You probably can't see in the shade. I have another one, and those in the Ollas, you see here, compared to my hand, what this is. And then if you go over here to the Ollas, you see the difference, because these are getting a constant supply of water. So I think that experiment's going to be quite successful. Now why this died, I ain't got a clue. But that's part of gardening. Anyhow, hope you all have a nice day, and we'll catch you later. Bye.